Hey, there's just this little part I felt I should add for the end of this video. Recently, as I was making this video, Chris Ayers, best known as Frieza's English language voice actor, has passed away. He's voiced tons of voices from a bunch of anime and more from our childhood, but I think I'll always remember him best as Frieza. I mean, he voiced Frieza during Dragon Ball Z Kai and then Dragon Ball Super and both the recent Dragon Ball Super movies. He truly brought one of the best, not even just anime villains, but just villains period to life. And I think he's more than deserving of a moment of silence and a few minutes of just consideration and respect. Heart goes out to obviously him and the family he's left behind. Okay, this is typically a comic book channel, I know, but I wanted to talk about a topic that's been an important part of my life for the past few weeks. Fanfiction is almost a dirty word in some circles. It's when fans take time out of their day and decide to create content that adjusts, completely changes, or adds upon an existing IP. There's fanfiction for just about everything from comic books to ancient legends. But because of this air of fakeness or falsehood, fanfiction gets scrutinized and put down as being bad and even a waste of time to read or write. I won't lie, I admit I've thought and said much of the same thing. Why put so much time into something you can never properly release, something that's not really yours? I thought that when you write fanfiction, you'll never get anything out of it because you don't own it. Yeah, I read Paradise Lost, one of the most famous pieces of fanfiction on the planet, and thought that. I've been really dumb. So, suffice to say, I was wrong, and honestly, I was a pretty massive hypocrite. And I'll get into that, but this all has some kind of point. My point is that fanfiction is not a waste of time. It's not fake, you can get a ton out of it as a creator and a reader. I want to talk about how I came to this realization. It started when I first started reading Dragon Ball Multiverse, and then my recent discovery of the YouTube series by one Masako X, where he detailed a Dragon Ball Z what-if situation that asks the question of what would happen if Raditz had turned good. I may be a huge comic book nerd, but I'm also huge into shonen anime. I grew up watching reruns of Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z Kai, playing the games, watching the movies like there was no tomorrow. I love the story of Goku and his friends. I love pretending to do the Kamehameha and pretending to go Super Saiyan. Dragon Ball Z is the premier shonen series, the one that popularized the genre in the East and the West, with its likable and interesting characters, its awesome action choreography, and absolutely iconic character attacks and designs. I swear, I don't think there are many things spoofed more often than Goku's Super Saiyan transformation. And while I never quite forgot my love for Dragon Ball, I did lose some of it. You see, as I got older and honestly more pretentious, I found myself needlessly criticizing it. I picked at the inconsistencies in the plot and the character arcs. I complained up and down about how the series treated Gohan's character post-Cell arc, and how repetitive the stories became. Especially with the start of the DBZ sequel, Dragon Ball Super, it felt like every arc we got to see our favorite characters sidelined so we could see Vegeta get beat up by the villain and Goku have to be the one to defeat him. It happened the same way over and over again. One way or another, it started with the Buu arc, continued in Super's first two arcs, and even ended that way with the Tournament of Power. Dragon Ball, in my eyes, had gotten into a rut, and the original creator Akira Toriyama wasn't going to fix it. I found myself disliking Dragon Ball, and here's when I became a massive hypocrite. There was an idea, made by one guy named Salinger, to dive deeper not only into Dragon Ball lore, but the story possibilities fans have been hypothesizing about for years. What if Goku and Vegeta never defused and had to stay as Vegeta forever? What if Goku had never hit his head and Raditz actually brought him back into the fold? Imagine if all the movie villains could meet the main universe heroes. That idea became Dragon Ball Multiverse, a new story taking place at the end of Dragon Ball Z. They considered what if the multiverse was real in Dragon Ball, and possible alternate continuities could come together to fight in one mega tournament. It was amazing seeing characters new and old in Dragon Ball's world, fully realized, using the continuity and rules as a basis for storytelling. It was a nice change after Super had begun to retcon favorite lore bits into oblivion. There are a couple of stand-up moments I'll never forget. Seeing King Cole reach his third form against Sun Bra, the daughter of Vegeta, was amazing. The Super Namekian gasped, coming proving that more than just Saiyans can fight the top of the food chain. Tapion summing up monsters' body parts to fight as no Dragon Ball character has ever done before was some of the most creative combatant to grace the franchise. It was amazing and is still running after passing hundreds of chapters. The comic even has some amazing guest artists and writers adding backstories to the new universes. It was so good, and as I was reading it, Dragon Ball Super was also on tackling the multiverse too, and it was just not as good. I took away the wrong lesson from Dragon Ball Multiverse, an excellent fanfiction. I felt that it was so much better than what we were actually getting that I should think of it as the main canon, like a madman. I kept internalizing how terrible Dragon Ball Super was and how awesome Dragon Ball Multiverse was to cut myself off from Dragon Ball and give up on the franchise. Outside of a game and an amazing movie, I had left Dragon Ball behind. And then I find out about the web series What If Raditz Turned Good. Raditz, for anyone who doesn't know or just wants a reminder, is the brother of Goku, the iconic main character of Dragon Ball. The original Dragon Ball series went on for over 100 episodes without ever giving Goku a definitive origin or explanation for his monkey tail. Legit, fans didn't know why he transformed into a great ape at the sight of the full moon for a long time. Then at the start of the sequel series, Dragon Ball Z, when Goku and his friends were adults, some stranger with a tail like Goku came down and declared himself the main character's brother. That's freaking bonkers. Imagine if after years, Superman suddenly found out that he had a brother.
I think it's time you learned the truth about who I am, brother.
Or what if Batman found out that he had a brother? Oh, well, yeah, those things happened. Okay, a long-lost brother isn't that crazy of a plot point, but for Dragon Ball, it was mind-blowing. What could this new character teach Goku? Was he going to be a rival, a teacher, a new friend? How could this relationship really change Goku, who, while entertaining, wasn't exactly the most dynamic character in comparison to other anime MCs who were appearing on the scene? Then after 5 episodes of trying to deal with Raditz as a rival, he dies? He dies? Okay, a bit anticlimactic, but with the Dragon Balls, literally the namesake of the show, anyone can come back and...
One eternity later.
Wow, yeah, Akira Toriyama never brought back Raditz. This character should be integral to the lore of Dragon Ball, and he's barely even mentioned. The next time we even see him is several decades later, in real life, not like in canon universe decades, as a cameo in the Dragon Ball Super Broly film. This always disappointed me, because Goku and the story as a whole really needed another character who is on Goku's level, but uses brains outside of a fight. Piccolo's easily the smartest Z fighter, but once Cell comes on the scene, he's never in any relevant fights again until the Tournament of Power. That's a death blow to a character in a battle shonen. Raditz would have made such an excellent addition to the cast. He wasn't like other Saiyans or even Goku. He was shrewd and cunning in his first few episodes, surviving despite his low power level in comparison to other Saiyans. He came to Goku to have another person weaker than him so he could survive on something other than his weak power alone. I promise, for Dragon Ball, this is pretty deep thinking for a character. So, what if he had lived and turned good? That's where Mazako X's series came in. In his series, Mazako X took a deep dive into what would have happened if Piccolo's faded special from Ken failed to hit Raditz. What would happen to him then, and how would he come to join the Z Fighters? It was fun going through the original story of Dragon Ball Z with Mazako X narrating how things would be different if Raditz had turned good. I was enraptured listening to how Raditz and Goku could have reconciled, how Raditz could have curbed Goku's more stupid instincts, and how Raditz could have provided a deeply emotional foil to Vegeta because of the caste system Raditz lived under. It felt so in-depth, utilizing aspects of the Dragon Ball story I had forgotten about. The idea of Raditz coming to live near Goku, getting with forgotten OG Dragon Ball character Launch, and having a kid in Ranch was just emotionally fulfilling. This did what fanfiction does best, remind you of how much you love something and why. I loved listening to this audio story of how Raditz and Goku helped each other push past their limits. I loved how Raditz and Goku proved that lower class Saiyan warriors weren't bound by caste and could shatter the limits Vegeta sought to put on them. Most of all, I love the dynamic Raditz and Ranch brought into the story, and it reminded me of how I loved Dragon Ball. Hell, listening to this series actually got me to go back and watch the Tournament of Power. Without prior notions and judgments, I enjoyed the canonical ending to the Dragon Ball series. Dragon Ball Multiverse and What If Raditz Turned Good are fanfictions with fan creations. They were properly released in a format that best fit their stories. Dragon Ball Multiverse is a free online web series open to anyone and everyone with no boundaries. What If Raditz Turned Good is a YouTube series expertly narrated by Mazako X, with him giving characters he loves and he created each their own voice. They release them properly, and they are Salager's and Mazuko X's creations. It's not like Akira Toriyama and Toei Animation are ever going to be able to adapt themselves without these two creators. I mean, I wish they would though. They're awesome. And they've certainly gotten stuff out of it. I mean, I'm wearing a t-shirt with Ranch on it, Mazuko X's own character. Not only does he get to put his character on merch, and Salager put ads on his website, they get to have their creations live on. That's for sure getting something out of it, not just for him, but for all Dragon Ball fans. Their fanfiction, the both of them, helped me get back into Dragon Ball. I don't think I'd be so excited and happy to be thinking about any of the series if it weren't for both of these fanfictions. Fanfiction takes what we love and adds something new to help us remember why we love the original property. Fanfiction breathes life into the properties we love. Is there bad fanfiction? Sure. Just like there's bad officially released fiction. The format itself doesn't deserve the ridicule it gets, and anyone willing to put in the time for something they love should be proud of their work. I'm always going to love Dragon Ball, and fanfictions like Dragon Ball Multiverse and Dragon Ball R&R have assured that I'm not going to forget why. Tell me, is there any fanfiction you like? Tell me in the comments below, and to anyone creating fanfiction, just because a story has been done before doesn't mean it isn't worth telling. That story has never been told by you before.